Hey, welcome to Chaplain's Moment, Doctor's Call. Glad you're here with us today. We've been looking at service for the month of January. It's interesting. We get through the month of giving and getting in December, and now we're looking at service in January. Next month, we're supposed to be looking at self improvement. We'll see when we get there. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do next month yet. But let's get looking at this month. It's a short devotional. It's not supposed to be a long devotional with John talking about everything under the sun. Let's get to it. It's a little bit of a long scripture. It's my life verses, actually. Matthew 25, 31, 34 through 36 and 40. Let me give you a little context before we get into it. Jesus is asked who gets to go to heaven. It's been an age-old question for a long time now, hasn't it? And he said, and he doesn't say it's those who go to church on Sunday. It's those who pray regularly. It's those who have a devotional life and make sure you don't curse and watch good things. It doesn't say any of that. He actually gives a quite amazing answer. And this is what he said. Then the king will say to those on his right, that's the sheep, come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. And then they stopped and asked, but when we didn't see you in this state. And then he'd say, the king will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. These are my life verses. This is what I want to do till the day I die. I want to give water to the thirsty. I want to give food to the hungry. I want to clothe the naked. I want to invite strangers in and take care of the sick and visit those in prison. That's what I want to do. And it's not just, I preached this years ago. I'm going to say about 20 years ago, I preached this. I had an elder come running up to me and said, John, don't we do this spiritually, not necessarily physically? I said, yeah, but God did not separate the spiritual and the physical. Here, they are one and the same. This is what it means to love somebody. This is what it means to love the least of these. And it's hard work. Did you catch what he said to do? He said, literally, we are to give water to the hungry, food to the hungry. Hey, how much food you got in your closet? Can you spare some for the hungry? How about serving in your local food kitchen? How about serving in your local food distribution? I know here in Bluffton, we have God's Goods that helps out, gives food away every Monday. I know they're constantly needing volunteers. They constantly need food. Go buy, you get some extra money, go buy $300 worth of Cheerios and take it down to them. Go to Sam's, get the best you can. Peanut butter, cereal, canned goods. They need it. Give water to the thirsty. I said, John, who needs water now? Hey, at sporting events, give it, and it's not sell them, give them water. I remember when I first got here, Pastor Bob had asked me how we could serve at the parade. I said, by giving water away. He said, what? I said, yeah, let's get a cooler full of water and let's walk the parade. Let's give water to the people. Because usually on the Christmas parade, which is the first Saturday in December, it's hot as all get out. Let's just give water away. He said, should we put the name of the church? I said, no, let's just give water away. Let him bless it because we give him water away. Clothes to the naked. I'm embarrassed by how many clothes I have in my closet. My wife came up and said, hey, somebody from her school had a house burned down and they needed clothes. I went in and grabbed a boatload of them. I was looking for a pair of pants the other day. I forgot I had given them away. Hey, people need clothes. And I don't need to go give them to Goodwill. Just find somebody who needs clothes and give them to them. Go to God's Goods, who sells them for $1 each. And sometimes we'll even give them away free. Invite the stranger in. Now there's a tough one. Inviting the stranger in. It's not easy in today's world, especially in today's world of taking, but it wasn't any different in Jesus' day. In Jesus' day, they didn't have Holiday Inns and Goodwill and Goodwills. They didn't have any motels. The key to the traveler was they were put up in people's homes. This is the idea of Mary and Joseph going to Bethlehem. They were to be put up in a hotel, but then everything was full. I like to look at it this way. Listen, if somebody needs a house, somebody needs a place to stay, will you give them a couple of nights in a hotel? That's what we do at Hope for the Community. We come across somebody who needs a room, we'll give them a couple of nights in a hotel. The other thing we'll do, we'll invite them to church. When's the last time you invited anybody to church? Wouldn't that be the best house you could invite a stranger into? And just don't invite them, be there for them. Meet them there, take them there. Take care of the sick. Again, not an easy one, especially with all the HIPAA laws and everything. But there are plenty of sick people that need help. I help take care of a mentally disturbed guy. He's in a group home up in the MSC. I take him out every month, make sure he's got enough clothing, make sure he's got enough food. And recently he's been diagnosed with cancer. He's got tumors on his pancreas and tumor in his brain. Well, I have medical power of attorney with him. I make sure the doctors are going to do him right instead of just letting him fly, just forgetting about him. There's plenty of people like that. There's plenty of people that need help, need assistance. You can stop at any hospital. You can stop at any hospice and ask them if they need anybody to visit people. Just go in and read the Bible to people. Consider it. And then visit the imprisoned. This is one I have. My whole world has been opened up to. Visiting the prison because my son was in prison for about 2 years. And I discovered a whole world of not just the imprisoned, but the families of the imprisoned. One of the greatest things that happened was that we were able to give at the halfway house, we were able to have a luncheon on July 4th. My son convinced me to do it. I didn't want to do it, but it was hard work. I did it. And then, so we had this big luncheon. Had the families come in to be with their relatives, and it was just awesome. And the director of the facility grabbed me and said, "John, come here. I want to thank you for hosting this picnic. It really means a lot." And I tried to slough it. She goes, "No, see that gentleman over there?" And I looked over, and there was a guy. He was a little mentally not quite right. She goes, "You see that smile on his face?" He was eating a burger. Smile. I said, "Yeah." She goes, "He's been here 3 months. He has problems. It's the first smile he's ever had on his face." You know what that did to my heart? It opened up to a whole new world for me. And see, sometimes we don't even get out of our own house. Sometimes we don't even engage anybody that's hungry, thirsty, naked, sick, stranger, imprisoned. We need the purpose to do that. This is not just the person we like that we're helping, but the least of these. But those who are on the outside looking in. That's who we're to serve. That's who we're to go and seek after, look after. Those who can't take care of themselves. Now, sometimes in a culture, especially here in Bluffton, it's hard to find. In fact, sometimes that kind of culture is involved with drugs and alcohol. It gets harder. That's why I hope for the community, we try to create community chaplains to answer the call. Single parent mentors. Now, you talk about somebody on the outside looking single parents. A lot of them don't go to church because they don't feel comfortable at church. And volunteer financial advisors. These are 3 areas we constantly need to have. I have a waiting list of single parent mentors waiting for mentors. And usually once they get on a waiting list, it's hard to get them involved in the program because the fire burns out. This is what we're doing. We're training people to have their heads up looking, purposely addressing issues with people and helping them. Because why? That's what we've been called to do. That's who goes to heaven. And you know what all this is? This is loving people. This is loving those on the outside looking in. This is that loving the least of these. That's what that means. That list isn't just for those 6 items. It could be other items there. Jesus is just letting you know, hey, those who help the least of these who are out there doing it, they're the ones. Wow. How's that possible? By embracing the gospel to be more than just going to heaven. By embracing the gospel that I love the Lord and I love others. That's how. And not just others that I like, not just others I look alike, others that are the least of these. And these aren't the words of John. These are the words of Jesus to his disciples. A literal interpretation in context. He summed up all the questions from questions just asked and all that answer. If you don't know what that is, go look for Questions Just Ask with Chaplain John Ring, and you'll get those questions this month. Hey, service. Service really isn't about what we do for our namesake. It's what we do for Christ. So we have a theme at the Hope for the Community says building hope through caring relationships. We're going to do the caring relationships, hoping to receive the opportunity to share the life-changing good news of Jesus Christ. We're just not going to go out and share Jesus Christ. We're going to care for people. We're going to earn the respect so that when we finally do say something, it's received well. And that's the missing link. Hey, want to join me? Contact me at john@hopelowcountry.org. That's john@hopelowcountry.org. Join me in this endeavor. We'd love to have you become a chaplain, a mentor, or a financial advisor. Listen, if you don't live in the area, call me. We'll figure out how we can get it going in your area. I believe that much in it. It's not mine. It's the Lord's. Let's give it away. So, hey, thanks for joining me. January's over. Man, can you believe it? 2 more days and January's done. 2024 is on the way. 1/12 is done. 1 to February, the love month. All right. Thanks for joining me. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.